The $50 true wireless earbuds market is absolutely flooded right now with a ton of options. I have personally tested out a bunch of them to figure out which ones bring you the best sound quality for your money. Now, my name is Jeff, and I'm here to bring you my top 5 true wireless earbuds for under $50. Now, if you're interested in checking out any of the earbuds along with the recommended ear tips, I'll be leaving links to all of them in the description box right down below. So now, let's not waste any more time. So, number 5, and in 5th place, we've got the QCY T13s. Now, these are featuring Bluetooth 5.1 with AAC and SBC as their connection codecs. On top of that, they are also featuring single usage mode where you can use each earbud individually while the other one is still charging within its case. Now, when it comes to video lag, latency, or anything of that nature, there's little to none to be expected whether you're just watching videos on YouTube or Netflix, or if you're playing some casual mobile games. When it comes to battery life, these are going to give you about 8 hours on a single charge with an additional 32 hours on the case itself. Now, they also feature a fast charge function where you can drop these back into their case for 5 minutes and they will give you an additional hour worth of playback time. As far as recharging the case itself, they do have a USB Type-C port right there, as you can see, so no issues with charging them up with all the cables that you have lying around. Unfortunately, we do not have wireless charging with these earbuds. Now, when it comes to comfort and fitment, these actually fit me quite well and my large ears, so no issues with comfort whatsoever. Now, they are featuring a compact stem style design, and they do reach nice and deep. Now, these tips that you see right here are SpinFit CP360s, so they're not the stock included tips here, but they are an option for you if you want to get a better grip and better seal with the QCY T13s. For those who might be interested in sleeping in these earbuds, back sleep's not going to be a problem, but side sleep could be an issue when the earbuds get pressed into your ear. Now, if you were thinking about using these QCY T13s for working out, that's totally possible. They do also feature an IPX5 sweat and water resistance rating, so I wouldn't submerge them in water, but sweat, rain, small showers, things like that are not going to be a problem for these earbuds. And then as far as controls over the QCY T13, they do have adjustable touch control, and you get access to a double tap and a triple tap function, and you can adjust them for play pause, volume control, skip tracks, things of that nature, entirely up to you. To make those adjustments, you do have to download the QCY app. So these actually do offer you app support, which is pretty surprising for a set of earbuds coming in at such a low price. In the app itself, which is available for iOS and Android, you do have the ability to adjust those touch controls. There's also some EQ presets. You get 7 of those along with a 10-band equalizer. There's also a Find My Buds feature and a sleep mode feature that will turn off the touch controls in case you do want to sleep with these earbuds on. But how do these actually perform? So when it comes to volume, these are going to get a 9.5 out of 10 on my scale, which is very loud. So more than enough volume for anybody who might be hard of hearing, or maybe you just like to pump up your music. They're going to have you covered. The sound signature is a standard V-shape, which is what we normally hear out of earbuds in the budget range. So you're going to get that strong bass response, nice and boomy, and you're going to get some neutral mids, but in certain songs, the bass can bleed into it. But overall, the sound quality is actually pretty good. You still get some crisp treble, so there's not going to be any issues with hearing any, vocalists, any singers, anything of that nature. It's not going to be a problem whatsoever. So overall, the sound signature was actually quite surprising. A bit of open and airiness to it as well, which kind of caught me off guard for a set of earbuds that I really didn't have high expectations for, but turned out to be one of the best ones in my entire collection. So now let's move over to number 4. And number 4 on my list is going to be the Tozo T12s. So these guys are making their second appearance in my top 5 under 50 just because they really bring it when it comes to performance. Now, these guys are featuring Bluetooth 5.0, and they do have AAC and SBC as their connection codecs. In addition to this, you can also use them independently while the other one is charging in its case. When it comes to video lag or latency, there's going to be little to none to be experienced here. Only if you're going to be playing any sort of high-performance first-person shooters would you notice a bit of that latency, but otherwise, it's not going to be an issue. Now, when it comes to battery life, you are going to get 6 hours worth of playback time on a single charge with an additional 22 hours in the charging case itself for a total of 28 hours. Now, thankfully, this case also features a fast recharge, so 90 minutes is going to give you a full battery with these bad boys. And then recharging this case itself, you do have USB Type-C on the back, along with wireless charging, so you do get both options to charge this case up. So an overall surprising feature set for a set of earbuds at this price point. Now, when we're talking about the earbuds themselves for comfort, anything like that, these are using a round earbud design. So overall very comfortable, but they are a bit on the chunky side, if I do say so myself. If you've got large or medium ears, it's not going to be a problem, but if you've got smaller ears, you may want to steer clear of these guys. So for sleep, they're going to be okay for back sleep. For side sleep, or they're a no-go. They totally get pushed into your ear, so not really a good set of earbuds for sleeping. But if you are interested in a good set of earbuds for sleeping, just go ahead and leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Now, for those that want to get into a set of earbuds that they can work out in, these are excellent. They're one of the few earbuds on the market that feature a full IPX8 water resistance rating. So these can be fully submerged. You can swim in them, shower in them, doesn't really matter. They're totally going to be fine when they get fully submerged. So pretty rare to see, surprising to see it at such a low price point, but here we are. Now, these are also featuring full touch controls, so you get access to single, double, and triple tap along with a long press, and you can control everything, including volume control. So a solid set of controls built right into these right out of the box. So now let's move over to some performance. So when it comes to volume, these are going to get a 10 out of 10 in my volume scale. That is the highest rating that I can give because, to say it plainly, these are dummy loud. Like, they are dummy loud. Way louder than anybody needs a set of earbuds to be. So if you're somebody who likes your music loud, the Tozo T12s are going to be an excellent choice for you. Overall, the sound quality is surprisingly good, but these are bass cannons. So these bring that thump, that rumble. So if you want loud volume and big bass, these are definitely going to deliver on that. You're going to get excellent sub bass response as well, so you're going to feel that rumble. The mids are pretty neutral. There can be some muddiness in there depending on the songs because of how strong the bass is. So that's something you definitely want to keep in mind. Overall, the vocal clarity is actually pretty decent with these, so you can still, enjoy any of your vocalists, any of your singers, any of that kind of music. It's not going to be an issue. Treble overall is also pretty good. Kind of surprising on it. It's not too bright. It's not the brightest that I've ever heard. It rolls off kind of quickly, but these are bass head earbuds. We're not here for the treble. We're here for the bass. So that's something to keep in mind. So that's going to bring us over to number 3. And in the third place, we've got the Soundcore Life P2 Mini. So these guys are featuring Bluetooth 5.2 along with AAC and SBC as their connection codecs. And they do also feature single usage mode, so you can use them independently while the other is charging in its case. Now, when it comes to watching videos, so lag or latency with these, it's going to be little to non-existent, even for some casual mobile gaming. The only time you're going to experience some latency is if you're going to be playing any sort of shooting games. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to battery, the Soundcore Life P2 Mini are going to give you 8 hours on a single charge with an additional 24 hours in a case for a total of 32 hours combined. In the case that you do run these earbuds down all the way, you can drop them back into the case for 10 minutes and it will give you an additional hour worth of playback time. As far as charging this case itself, you do have USB Type-C on the back right there. Unfortunately, no wireless charging on this particular model. Now, when it comes to comfort, I didn't experience any sort of fatigue with the Soundcore Life P2 Mini. So as you can see here, they do feature a very compact stem style design. So very, very small. One of the smallest that you can find on the market. Super compact, even good for smaller ears. Now, once again, I am using my SpinFit tips here. These are the CP1025. So an excellent choice of an ear tip for a shallow fit earbud like this. Good, sealed, nice and comfortable, so no issues, plus improved grip for anybody who might be wanting to use these for workouts. For people that are going to try to use these for workouts, they do feature an IPX5 rating, so no issues with them getting messed up if you sweat into them or if they get a little wet. Not going to be a problem whatsoever. Now, if you do want to sleep in these, once again, back sleep is going to be fine. Side sleep for me was a no-go, but it just depends. These are pretty small, so user experience may vary there. You might want to give it a try. Now, when it comes to the controls on the Soundcore Life P2 Mini, they are using touch controls, and you get access to a double tap, triple tap, and a long press. But sadly, we do not have any volume control with these earbuds, which to me just boggles my mind completely. So now let's move over to the performance of the Soundcore Life P2 Mini. So first up, let's talk about the volume. And the volume is coming in at an 8.5 out of 10, so these definitely get loud. But overall, these still have plenty of volume for most casual listeners. Now, when it comes to the sound quality itself, these are featuring Soundcore's signature sound. So they didn't skimp there. You're going to get that big bass, you're going to get that strong treble presence, so you're going to get that good vocal clarity. Overall, excellent sound quality coming from these guys. On top of that, you are getting 3 built-in EQ presets that you can access with a triple tap. First one's going to be your signature. That's just your standard bass boosted, treble boosted sound. Secondly is going to be their podcast mode, which is going to give you a boost in the mid-range, so additional vocal clarity while peeling the other frequencies back. And then thirdly, you're going to get that bass booster, and that's just dummy bass, like makes them straight up bass cannons. If you're into that, then, more power to you. For me, leaving them in the signature mode is really the way to go. But overall, you're going to get deep bass extension with these. You're also going to get the smooth mids. You're going to get great vocal clarity, and you're going to get that nice bright, crisp treble that Soundcore is known for. So that's going to bring us over to the number 2. And in second place, making a return appearance to my top 5 list, is the Phil T1XS. Now, these are featuring Bluetooth 5.0 along with AAC and SBC as their connection codecs. On top of that, you can use these independently, so they do feature single usage mode. Now, when it comes to lag or latency when watching video or casual gaming, you're not going to have any issues there whatsoever. On top of that, you also get a low latency gaming mode. It's actually a couple different modes. One's for movies and one specific for gaming. So that is on board here, and it is accessible within the Phil Plus app. More on the app in just a sec. But when it comes to any sort of mobile gaming, whether it's shooting games or casual, not going to be an issue whatsoever. Moving over to the battery life, these are going to give you 6 hours of playback time on a single charge, along with an additional 18 hours in the case for 24 hours total combined. They do feature a fast charge function, so you can drop these earbuds right back into the case for 10 minutes and they will give you an additional 2 hours worth of playback time. Now, as far as charging this case itself, they do feature USB Type-C on the back. Unfortunately, no wireless charging on these guys either. But to be fair, these earbuds were released a little while back, so it kind of makes sense that they didn't have that on these earbuds. Now, when it comes to comfort wearing these are actually quite comfortable for me. They actually have a very compact bud design, so overall wearing them is not going to be an issue. Let me go ahead and pull one out here for you so you can see. So here we are. These do feature a tip and wing design. So you've got the little wing right here to kind of hold them in place, along with your standard ear tip right here. Now, this ear tip, once again, is a SpinFit CP360, so improved comfort and improved grip. So overall, a very compact set of earbuds, so no discomfort, no fatigue in my ears, nothing of that nature. Now, these are also featuring IPX5 rating, so if you want to use them for workouts, these are going to be an excellent choice for you. Good water resistance and good grip make for a solid set of earbuds for your workout needs. Now, when it comes for people who want to sleep in their earbuds for back sleep, not an issue. For me, these were also pretty decent for side sleep. I didn't have them pushing into my ear too heavily, so I was actually okay with the Phil T1XS when it came to side sleep. Now, when it comes to the control scheme on the Phil T1XS, they do kind of have a oddball control scheme where you get the volume on one side and then you get the track control on the other. Some people think it's a little bit weird, but once you get accustomed to it, it's actually fairly intuitive. And they are full control, so you do get access to single tap, double tap, triple tap, and a long press. And they also feature wear detection for automatic play and pause. All of that, once again, is accessible within the Phil Plus app. Now, speaking of the Phil Plus app, the Phil Plus app is going to give you a few different options. First and foremost, when you first open it up, you're going to see your battery levels. On the second screen, you're going to see a customizable EQ along with 15 additional presets. You're going to see the low latency modes, so you can go ahead and toggle between those. There's also going to be a toggle for the wear detection. So you're going to have a bunch of different options in there, so you definitely want to get the Phil Plus app if you pick up the Phil T1XS. Now, one thing that they do feature that none of the other earbuds on this list have is an ambient mode. They call it monitor mode, but all it is an ambient transparency mode where you activate the microphones so you can hear what's going on around you. So this is the only earbud on this list that features this. Kind of cool. It is an old school version of an ambient mode, so it's very processed. But let's say you're going to be wearing these while you're outside and you want to be able to hear traffic coming up on you. It'll definitely get the job done for that. But I would probably avoid turning that on. When it's like windy outside. Avoid those windy days. Now, when it comes to the performance of the Phil T1XS, you're going to get excellent volume out of these guys. Volume comes in at a 9.5 out of 10 on my scale, so very, very loud. Now, sound quality on the Phil T1XS is still top notch, as I said before. So it's still going to give you that tight bass punch with really good sub bass rumble. It's still a mid forward sound, so you're going to get that smoothness in the mids and that wide soundstage. So overall, really, really good. You're still going to get that excellent crispy treble and surprisingly good soundstage and separation for a set of true wireless earbuds. So still some of the best sound quality that you can get for under $50 by a long shot. So this is definitely something that deserves to stay in second place here in my list. Now that's going to bring us over to the number one earbud under $50, and it is the returning champion, the Edifier TWS1 Pro. So these are back now for their second round as number one under $50 for sound quality. So these are featuring Bluetooth 5.2 with SBC and aptX Adaptive as their connection codecs. On top of that, they do feature a single usage mode, so you can use these earbuds independently while the other one is charging in its case. Now, when it comes to any sort of latency when you're watching video or playing any sort of games, using aptX Adaptive, it's going to be little to no latency on video. When you're doing any sort of gaming, the latency is going to be heavily reduced. So that's one of the excellent features that comes with using a codec like aptX Adaptive. When it comes to battery life, these are going to give you the best battery life out of this entire bunch, coming in at 12 hours on a single charge with an additional 30 hours on the case, bringing you a total of 42 combined. So overall, excellent battery life on these. And if you want to charge up this case, they do feature USB Type-C on the back. Unfortunately, there is no wireless charging with the Edifier TWS1 Pro. Now, moving over to comfort, these are featuring a very compact earbud design. So you're going to get this small, compact, round earbud. So pretty nice overall. Sticks out a little bit, but overall it doesn't feel too heavy inside your ear. Now, once again, I am using a SpinFit CP360 for added comfort. Links for all that stuff are obviously going to be in the description, but this is definitely going to be one of the smaller earbuds in this whole lineup. So overall, very, very comfortable for me. Good for back sleep, probably not too good for side sleep, considering that they do stick out a little bit, so it gives more pressure into the ear. So that's something you want to be careful with. Now, last but not least, this is the only earbud on this list that is featuring an IP65 rating. That's both dust and water resistance. So overall, very good if you want to use these for any sort of workouts or hiking or anything like that. Totally going to have you covered when it comes to that. Now, the Edifier TWS1 Pro are also featuring full touch controls, and you're going to get access to a single, a double, and a long press, including volume control. So these don't have any crazy advanced features, so no noise canceling, no ambient sound, none of that stuff. So they don't need any additional controls because there's nothing else to control. Now, when it comes to performance of the earbuds, for the volume, I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10, so they're still coming in quite loud. So more than loud enough for what I need out of a set of earbuds myself. Now, when we talk about the sound quality of the Edifier TWS1 Pro, these are still going to be the king under $50. It is still just top-notch sound quality that can easily compete with earbuds 2, 3, or 4 times the price that they come in. You're going to get that accurate bass response, and you're going to have sub bass when you need it, but there's no muddiness to it. It stays right where it's supposed to be, separated from the mids, and it sounds perfect. You're still going to get the smooth, warm mid-range, excellent vocal clarity as well. And you're still going to get that bright treble without it being fatiguing or piercing or shrill. Just the right amount of treble for a set of earbuds like this to maintain balance. Now, these are also going to give you an excellent soundstage and some pretty decent instrument separation. Pretty surprising, actually, for a set of true wireless earbuds like this. For some, it even borders on IEM level type of sound. Not quite there, but getting there. And that is something that is pretty special when you think about the price of these earbuds. Overall, it is an incredibly impressive package considering what they offer you. Every single person that I've recommended these to who's tried them out has absolutely enjoyed them. So these are excellent, and it's no surprise why they have maintained their title. Despite a ton of new earbuds coming out throughout 2021, none of them have been able to top these for sound quality and battery life. That combination is awesome for what you're going to get here. So now let's get into some back-to-back microphone quality tests. This way you can see which of these microphones is going to work best for you. All right, so here we have the microphone quality test for the QCY T13. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, I'm indoors in a semi-quiet room. So testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we have the microphone quality test for the Tozo T12. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Once again, I am coming to you from an indoor room, semi-quiet. So testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we have the microphone quality test for the Soundcore Live P2 Mini. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Once again, I'm indoors in a semi-quiet room. So testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we have the microphone quality test for the Phil T1 XS. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Once again, I'm indoors in a semi-quiet room. So testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we have the microphone quality test for the Edifier TWS1 Pro. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, once again, I'm indoors in a semi-quiet space. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Now, here we have the QCY T13 in a simulated crowd noise environment, something like a crowded bar or maybe a busy cafe, something along those lines. So testing, 1, 2, 3. And here we have the Tozo T12s in a simulated crowd noise environment, something like a busy bar or maybe a crowded restaurant, something along those lines. So, testing, 1, 2, 3. Now, here we have the Soundcore Live P2 Mini in a simulated crowd noise environment, so something like a crowded bar or maybe a busy restaurant, something along those lines. So, testing, 1, 2, 3. And here we have the Phil T1XS in a simulated crowd noise environment, something like a busy bar or maybe a crowded restaurant, something along those lines. So, testing, 1, 2, 3. And here we have the Edifier TWS1 Pro in a simulated crowd noise environment, something like a busy bar or maybe a crowded restaurant, something along those lines. So, testing, 1, 2, 3. As always, you're going to have to be the judge of the microphone quality down in the comment section. So with all of that out of the way, if you want to check out my top sound quality options under $100, check out the video that I'm going to leave for you right up here on the screen. With all that said, I'm out. Peace.